So today I wanted to show you how you can realize that you are God. And I wanted to make it really quick because I don't have a lot of time. So first, why do we think that we are someone in particular? We are a personality and we are unhappy in that personality. Because awareness is believing in thoughts. So the mind has been conditioned in the past. So now awareness is looking at the mind. The mind is replaying what has been thought in the past. And when awareness is believing in what the mind is telling it, then that creates a sense of ego. So you can close your eyes right now and you can allow your thoughts to just appear. And when you are looking at those thoughts and you feel like they are telling the truth, then that's what's creating the ego, because it makes you feel like you are the thinker of those thoughts. So, but when you are realizing that you as awareness are independent of those thoughts, then you can simply choose to no longer believe in them. So that doesn't mean that you have to suppress those thoughts. You allow them to come and go, but they don't have a lot of influence. They don't have power over you. You allow them to come, but they don't have any power. So you simply abide as awareness. You stay there. And when you are staying there, then those thoughts will start to lose their power more and more. And also you start to realize that you're also not your emotions. So you look at your emotions. It's just a sensation in the body, and the mind is saying that it's depression or anxiety or anger. And when awareness is believing in it, that creates its reality. But when you simply see that it's just a sensation and the thought that is saying that it's depression or it is anger or it is sadness, then you don't have to fight it. You just see the reality of it. And the reality is that it doesn't exist. Instead, you start to realize that when you are abiding in that awareness, that it's not just a personal awareness that is yours, but it's the womb of God. And that is not something that you can understand. That is something that you can remember. But in order to remember, you have to abide in it. So the thought right now that is saying I agree or disagree is not valid. You have to see for yourself. So abide in that thing. The thing that is behind the thoughts, the thing that is behind the emotions, the sensation of having a body, there is something that is already you, so you don't have to go there. It's wherever you go, there it is, because it's you. The awareness, or the beingness, the womb of God, you abide in it, and you realize that thoughts and emotions, they come and go, but they don't touch you. So you are in, I'm saying it like that because I've realized it, but when you have not realized it yet, then it seems to be only awareness or being. But when you're staying in it, then you come back to the absolute zero that was there before creation. It is like the silence before any song starts. And when I say song, I mean creation. It's this, the foundation of creation, the thing that is behind everything. It is the silence, and it's like an intuitive remembering. So I cannot tell you too much about it because it's something that you already know. You just have to allow yourself to relax and detach from the mind, from the content of the mind, and there will be a remembering that you have always been this. And there's no time in it, no space in it. So you remember that this is the heart of God. It's absolutely zero. It's the source of the universe. It's you. And then when you are that, you start to realize it. You are in it. You are it. And once you realize that it is God, then you also remember that everything that comes from it consists of it. So my thoughts are coming from that source. My body is coming from that source. My emotions are coming from that source. Everything that I perceive is coming from that source. And everyone who seems to be an independent individual is coming from the same one, or from the same zero. So That's when non-duality starts, because you start to realize that you are eternal awareness, the womb of God, from which all of existence comes. And it's not separate, it just seems to be separate. It wants to play. It likes to have fun, it likes to play. But when it forgets its own source, then it starts to become unconscious. Then there is the possibility of believing in negative thoughts. And that's when things like war can happen. It wants to forget itself so that it can see what it feels like to be without God, seemingly. So self-remembering means you remember that God is not something that you could believe in, because it's just something you know intimately. So, and that's when you start to become an awakened aspect of God. Or if you don't like the word God, because you have been indoctrinated and have been suffering because of that indoctrination, you can call it the universe, or just the absolute zero, or the void. The creator, or call it whatever you want, the Tao. You are that. And once you're awake, then you can participate in life again, but now you do it consciously. So whatever you think, you are no longer just being used by the mind, but you're consciously thinking. So, and because it is a natural quality of who you truly are to be loving, you don't have to really put in a lot of effort to create loving thoughts. You are loving, and therefore you want to have positive thoughts, because you are a positive being. The only reason why you don't feel like you're a positive being is because you have been indoctrinated, you have been brainwashed, you have been used by people who have already been used and indoctrinated. Humanity has been in a long period of being asleep. So therefore, people have been, guided by negative doctrine. So, but now that you're awakening, you start to realize that you are not what your mind tells you. You're not the emotions that your body is feeling. You're not whatever your person looks like in the mirror. You are the thing that is aware of it. And then that awareness wants to love, because it comes from a realm of divinity. Let's call it that. So you start to want to have positive thoughts, because you're now aware of thoughts. You're no longer believing in those negative thoughts, because they come from the past. They have absolutely no reality. It's just a dream. So once you realize that it's just a dream, you simply become conscious, and you choose to have a better dream, to dream a better dream. And because your nature is loving, once you realize that you're pure awareness, or God, then you start to create positive thoughts. And what happens when you create positive thoughts is that your, let's call it aura, I don't even know what word I should use, but it's like your field around you. It's like it becomes stronger. You're no longer in lack. You start to ask, what can I give? And you're no longer ashamed about certain things, But there's no toxic positivity. You can even drink a beer, but you're not drinking a beer saying, "Oh, that's not very spiritual of me." You enjoy it. You say, "I love that beer." So you become positive, and out of that positivity comes a real change. And it's not a positive that is in contrast to negativity. It's just who you are. It comes from within. It doesn't say that's good, that's bad, I shouldn't. It's just I choose to love whatever comes. So, and then your field gets stronger, and because you start to love life, because you remember that whatever you see is you, it comes from the same you, it is you, it comes from you. So you have no choice but to love it. And once you start to love life, life starts loving you back. And I believe that's how Jesus lived. And what you have to do first is you remember who you are. You don't believe in your mind. And when you are abiding in who you truly are, you start to remember that you are the womb of the universe. And that womb of the universe is full of peace and love, and from that peace and love, you want to participate in life again, but this time you're conscious about your actions and your thoughts, and then you're positive, and then you're loving, not because you have to or you want to be a spiritual, positive person, but because it's just who you are, and then life starts to treat you differently. That's the self-remembering. So I just wanted to share this.